How to go from E1 to E0 in just one day. Hello, I'm George Lycan. How could that happen? Well, in October 1961, I was an 18-year-old college sophomore. My fraternity brother, Pat, was a 4-year vet Marine Corps type, and he asked me to go with him to meet with the Marine Corps recruiting team that was on campus in a tent. So we met them and found them to be very personable, very good at salesmanship. I took the minimal eye exam, a couple of brief written tests, and then they asked me if I was interested in flying in the Marine Corps. I said not particularly. They recoiled in slight horror and came back with a clincher. Do you like travel? Do you like meeting new girls? Do you like getting a decent paycheck? I laughed and said yes. The gunnery sergeant said, then sign here. You will be under no immediate obligation. After at least 10 seconds of deep thought, I signed and we all shook hands. In about a week, I was in the PLC aviation program. My duty was to attend 2 8-week summer camps at Quantico and graduate from college. At graduation, I would get my second lieutenant commission and go to Navy flight school. I was expelled from the university in mid-1961 for drinking and dancing. The school, which had significant financial support from a Southern religious group, had a rule against any of that. I accepted the fact that I was in violation and that I had to step aside for a semester. This constituted a break in my college attendance, which voids the PLC Marine Corps student agreement. So the Marine Corps directed me to join a Marine Corps Reserve unit, and it was not optional. I became an E1 in a reserve engineering company in Orlando, Florida. In July of '61, this company, including me, flew up to the annual summer camp at Camp Lejeune. Lasted 2 weeks. First time in any airplane. It was a DC-6 flown by Mackey Airlines out of the old Orlando Herndon Airport. I had no background or training in the Marine Corps. I was basically scared to death. I survived by qualifying as a marksman on the rifle range the first day, the first week. My redneck uncles had taught me to shoot the .22 rifle when I was 4 years old. My life at summer camp smoothed out after qualifying on the rifle range. At the end of the 2 weeks, we flew back to Orlando. Arriving on Sunday evening, I went back to my parents' home in DeLand. On Monday morning, the officer selection office in Jacksonville, a gunnery sergeant that I remembered, called me at my parents' home. He asked me how I liked the summer camp. I hemmed and hawed, said it was okay. Then he told me they had slots for the Marine Aviation Cadet Program, MARCAD, immediately available. He said that I had already been approved as an aviation candidate through PLC, plus I had the required 2 years of college. He said that I could transition immediately to the cadet program. It took me about 10 seconds to compare life in the engineering company as opposed to flying airplanes. They had MARCAD slots every 2 weeks until the end of January '62. I asked about when I would go to boot camp. They said, you won't. That boot camp was included in the 16-week pre-flight course at Pensacola. He said that the Marine drill instructors at Pensacola would have us marching, running, rope climbing, and swimming. I agreed to do it. I had 10 days to select a start date. This gunnery sergeant told me that I was officially into the MARCAD program as of that day, Monday, and I no longer had any obligation to drill or perform any duties for the engineering company. Thus, E1 on Sunday, E0 on Monday. E0 is the official rank of the MARCADs. The official rank of MARCAD is above all enlisted ranks, but just below any warrant officer ranks. But I did know better than to try to pull rank on anyone. I went off to Pensacola for my class date of January 13, 1962.